All right, let's talk pleadings. If you're prepping for the Queensland Bar, you know these are the absolute foundation of any case. But I want you to stop thinking of them as just a bunch of dry rules. Think of them as your strategic playbook. Because if you get them right, you're setting yourself up for a win. Get them wrong, and you could be in trouble before the real fight even begins. So ask yourself this. Is every pleading you draft an active tool that's working for you? Is it framing the battlefield exactly how you want it? Because that's what it's supposed to do. A good pleading can define the issues and even shift the burden of proof onto your opponent. The question is, are you making these tools work for you? Because you can bet your opponent is trying to. So here's how we're going to break down this playbook. We're going to hit 4 absolutely crucial UCPR rules that you have to know, not just for your exams, but for your entire career. We're talking Rule 151, Rule 152, Rule 153, and Rule 154. These are the core plays that will make or break your case. All right, let's get right into it. This idea of a pleading playbook isn't just about ticking boxes or filling out forms. It's about making sharp, strategic decisions based on the Uniform Civil Procedure Rules, the UCPR. Every rule is a specific move, a specific play that you can use to give your client the best possible shot at winning. Okay, our first play comes from UCPR Rule 151. This is the one that deals with presumed facts. Honestly, think of this as your efficiency tool. It's the rule that saves you from wasting ink and the court's time, pleading things that the law already takes for granted. So here's the heart of it, UCPR Rule 151, Subrule 1. It's pretty straightforward. You do not have to plead a fact if the law already presumes it's on your side or if the other guy has the job of proving it anyway. A classic example? Defamation. The law presumes the nasty words are false, so you, as the plaintiff, don't plead falsity. It's up to the defendant to plead and prove that the words were true. For your bar exam, this is the memo you need to burn into your brain. For Rule 151, plead what you must, prove. Simple as that. Now let's see it in action. In Equita Trust v. Tucker, the court made it clear, if you're a beneficiary suing a trustee who's misused funds, you can just presume they made a profit. You don't have to go digging for how they did it. The burden then flips completely. It's on the defendant to come forward and plead facts to show they didn't profit. That's a huge strategic advantage. Next up in the playbook, UCPR Rule 15.2. This one governs how you plead conversations and documents. And the big idea here is so simple but so often forgotten. Be concise and plead the effect. Get to the point. Rule 152 is your weapon against overly long, rambling pleadings. Whether it's spoken words or a written contract, the principle is exactly the same. For conversations, as Golden Water confirmed, the court doesn't want a word-for-word transcript. Just tell them the legal effect of what was said. Same deal with documents. You can't just attach a 50-page agreement and say, "See attached." No way. You have to plead its legal effect. What does it do? So how do you actually do this right? Well, lucky for us, the court in Carrick v. Armstrong gave us a crystal-clear 3-part toolkit. You've got 3 options. Number 1, and this is your go-to, state its effect as briefly as you can. Number 2, set out the precise words, but only if those exact words are absolutely material to your case. And number 3, incorporate the whole document by reference, which makes the whole thing legally part of your pleading. Know these 3 options cold. Okay, you're going to want to listen closely for this one. This is a biggie, a rule that can totally flip the script in a case. UCPR Rule 153, which is all about conditions precedent. Knowing this one inside and out is absolutely non-negotiable. Let's pull Rule 153 apart. Subrule 1 is fantastic. It says that the performance of any condition precedent is implied. You don't have to go through and plead every single one. The law just assumes they've been met. Then Subrule 2 puts all the pressure on the other side. If they want to argue a condition wasn't met, they can't just vaguely deny it. They have to specifically point to the exact condition they say was breached. So here's how that beautiful burden shift works in practice. It's like a 3-step dance. Step 1, your pleading goes in, and it automatically, silently implies performance of everything. Step 2, the defendant has to pick their fight. They have to specifically name the one condition they're challenging. Then and only then do we get to step 3, where the burden shifts back to you, the plaintiff, to prove you met that one specific condition. You're not proving the whole list, just the one they put in issue. And this is not some theoretical rule from a textbook.
Here's a really powerful recent example from Burbillis Bros. The court confirmed that being ready and willing to perform your side of a contract is a classic condition precedent. And, thanks to Rule 153, the plaintiff doesn't even have to plead it. It's just implied. It's on the defendant to step up and specifically deny it.
Okay, our final play from the book is UCPR Rule 154. This one's all about inconsistent allegations, or what you'll probably call pleading in the alternative. Now, this is a very common strategy, but it's also a minefield. You have to know exactly where the lines are.
The key with Rule 154 is to understand the bright, shining line between what is allowed and what is absolutely not. On the left, here's what you can do. Like in Groves versus Groves, you can plead inconsistent legal theories. The client says, look, I don't remember signing this document, but if the court finds that I did, then I'm telling you my signature was forced by undue influence. That's totally fine. But on the right, that's what you can't do. You cannot plead two mutually exclusive facts when you know the truth. The example from Levi is perfect. A defendant in a car crash knows who was driving. They can't plead, the plaintiff was driving, and then in the alternative, plead, I was driving, but I was being careful. One of those is a lie. And this quote, yeah, it's from 1888, but it gets right to the heart of why this rule exists. The court will not stand for a party deliberately putting something on the record that they know is a lie. Pleading in the alternative is a tool for dealing with legal uncertainty, not for telling two different factual stories and hoping one sticks. So there you have it. We've walked through the 4 key plays. Now it's about putting it all together. It's not enough to just know the rules exist. You have to know when to use them, how to use them, and how they all fit together to build a winning strategy from day one. All right, let's do a super quick recap to lock this in for the exams. Rule 151, plead what you must prove. Rule 152, summarize, don't transcribe. Rule 153, performance is implied until it's denied. And Rule 154, argue alternatives, never lies. Get those 4 memos down and you've got the core of your pleading playbook. At the end of the day, these rules are your tools. They are the strategic weapons you're going to use to define the fight, to control the narrative, and to put your opponent on the back foot right from the start. You've got the plays. Now it's up to you to get in the game and start building that winning case. Good luck.